What's up, everybody out there? Hope people are having a good one. Like I said, daily live, Friday night live, real quick. Don't plan on doing an all nighter. As usual. I like to make short and sweet, to the point. Round a few, talk about a few subjects, round a few bases, let everybody know TGIF, and that's it. Basically, for the most part, that's what I'm doing right now. Um, I know a good little subject we can start with. How about we start with well, I don't want to have much of opinion, to be honest. On the SPM, I think he got caught. He was probably a little foul. Probably got caught up in some foul shit. I think that there was a little bit of what's up, Jose? Do I think that was there a little bit of corruption because it's Houston and he's a Mexican? Oh yeah, more than likely, like there always is with minorities. But they needed something to go run with. They needed something to attack him with, and he would mess with youngsters. That's the problem. And I don't believe the 9-year-old thing, but the 13-year-old, he's got a kid. That's undeniable. Uh, the reason why people might ask why I'm talking about this subject, just because, to be honest, I just watched Flacco's video. Shout out to ACP, a convict's perspective, and he was just replied to my I was watching a video he did about SPM, and people did take different stances, but one of the things I noticed that he oh yeah, I hear you, bro. It's hot where I'm at too. Um they I noticed I was listening in the video for it, but he conveniently left out the fact that his number one supporter at this time, not at the time, at this time, is Gold Toes, Gold GT Media, Gold Toes Media. You guys all, it's funny because I even released a video about it, but everybody in Cali pretends like they didn't even hear it, like it didn't even come out. But he was just recently Gold Toes, the one and only from Gold Toes Media from Bay Area. Just recently, just recently with Fools Community, very recently, like within the last month, I think, or two, did an interview, and they busted out the question on him. What do you think about SPM, its charges, and what do you think about him? He basically said, I feel terrible about the charges. Okay, cool. Uh yeah, and and what does he say? Oh, the charges were terrible. And then they ask him, do you think they're true? He pauses. That right there is a dead giveaway. Because first off, anybody who's feeling one way, tunnel vision, like he would have been like, I don't care whether it's true or not. Fuck that fool. But what does he say? I'm a people reader. Actually, if you guys haven't seen it, check out my video on Gold Toes and SPM. What does he say? He pauses. He pauses literally for about 30, 40 seconds. Everybody's looking at him. He's all silent. Then he says, I think that there was some misconstruencies or some things that went wrong in that. What does he say immediately after? Oh, I'm going to let SPM speak for himself when he paroles. Not if he paroles or fuck that fool or just going off. No, when he paroles, then he says, shout out to Dope House family. Shout out to his kids. You know what I mean? Basically, all the support you can give without saying, I love SPM. He's my best friend. In other words, as they say. But the funny part about that is this. I could care less whether he likes him either way. The funny part about that is everybody seems to be either skimming right over that. You know what I mean? How can you call out SPM, like I'm saying, if you're a Califero, or you're from Cali, and be like, that fool's a chomo, that fool's no good, but then bump Gold Toes, or be cool with Gold Toes and shit when he just said he supports them? Now, I think that, yeah, it was a little, what happened, there were some, things that went wrong with the case or whatever, but Gold Toes don't seem to care. I'm just talking from his perspective. But everybody skims right over that because that they don't want to say, like, they don't want to have to hold him accountable. Now, like I said, I don't think there's nothing wrong with Gold Toes backing up. And this is my opinion on it, though. Here's what I'm saying. If you have a problem with SPM, you better have a problem with Gold Toes. Because he just said he backs him up. They're tight. He thought the story was wrong. Me personally, I don't. I've said this before in many videos. I'm not for him nor against him. Like, I could care less anyway. He's like lukewarm water to me. You know what I mean? What does that one movie say? He is hot nor cold. You know what I mean? I just, whatever to me. It's all, he used to make some badass jams. He got himself caught up in one way or another. Just like, I mean, Lil Bean, right? He didn't get himself caught up in that same charges, but he got caught up in the muerte and a murder. So same outcome, behind bars, you know. Getting locked up, it ruins young Mexicans' careers, you know, and that's what they want. I mean, right there, you feed into exactly what the man wants. You think he wants to see an upcoming uh, minority, especially when one of the biggest minorities out there right now are looking for influencers. They're looking for leaders, you know, right? And people like SPM coming up, Lil Bean, and a bunch of people, you know, they're making millions. They don't want to see that. They're gonna shut them down somehow. And then these fools go ahead and act wild, act off the chain, and give them reasons. Damn, it's hot right now. But yeah. So that's I just wanted to give my opinion on that, and just due to strictly because, like I said, I had seen a video that a convict's perspective, shout out to Flacco, had dropped because it said something about SPM. So I was like watching it, you know. But I just noticed he was talking so a lot about how California politics don't ain't okay with that and this and that. But one of the biggest entertainers in California right now, especially Northern California, is Gold Toes. He's doing big things. He's been for a few years, and not old school. He used to, yes, of course. SPM was like his idol back in the day, but to this day, he still, even in front of the camera, says he supports him. But everybody leaves that out the story, you know, because that's Cali's, you know, number go-to guy. So for him to be okay with SPM, it's like, you know, it means Cali's okay with it. So nobody even mentions it. I don't know, just something to talk about. But anyway, like I said, not gonna have a long one. Just tapping on a quick one. See how what's going on with everybody out there. 7-11. Hope you guys are having a feed me one. You know, what's a topic? Hit me with a topic, somebody. What you got? How hot it is? We can go. I can talk about anything. I see hot in the section, so we can talk about. We all know what's up with global warming. You know, you can look at live footage of the polar ice caps. You know, like the glaciers up in Antarctica and shit. That shit's falling. You just watch it melting, just slabs of it just falling into the ocean. And then, as people know, you know, I've spent a lot of island life on the islands. The water level's rising. Like Micronesia, they're losing their islands. Why? Fuck, I just said it. All those polar ice caps melting, falling into the ocean. The water level starts to rise. So those fuckers are all losing their islands. Especially all the islands that are like at or just below sea level. That shit raises an inch, they lose an inch. It raises an inch, they lose an inch. And global warming, I've heard people say, oh, that's like, what do you call it, science fiction type shit. Hell, it's common sense. Look around, the wild storms and everything that's from our atmosphere getting all fucked up. You can't put all these types of gases, oils, burn rubbers, burn all types of, you know what I mean, chemicals and all types of shit, and not expect it to affect the environment, put holes in the damn atmosphere and all that types of shit. Pollution, just like the oceans. Right now, they test the levels on the beaches and in the water compared to how it used to be. You know, back in the day when they first started doing tests, late 1800s and shit, 10 times worse. You know, all right. You can't even get in the ocean right now. People say. First off, there's certain bacteria, like California has certain beaches where the bacteria, like Santa Cruz sometimes and shit, levels are so high, you can't even get in the water. And the places that don't have bacteria warnings and shit, like not Cali, but even islands, whatever, you know, Mexico, some of those beaches, they're still so dirty that all the doctors will tell you straight, don't get in the water with no open wounds or no cuts or anything like that. You know what I mean? You jump in the ocean nowadays with a cut on the top of your hand, you lose your whole damn hand. Maybe your arm. That's bad. You know what I mean? But I mean, it only makes sense. How many oil spills? People, everything that blows off of a landmass, leaks off of a landmass, has to go somewhere. You know, like the United States, take for instance, right? That's like, North America, let's take, is a continent. right? I'm not talking each state. I'm not even talking the just all right. Let's look at it like this. Look at the United States as an island, right? Think of all the fucking pollution that runs off that island. As far as when it rains, let's say a flood that happens in, say, Oregon, all the chemicals from that flood and all that's running off the rain pipes, rain drains, it all drains into the ocean. I'm talking lithium, all the chemicals you can think of, batteries. You know what I mean? From all right, just let's just put it like this, just a small figure, like a way to look at it. Let's say somewhere in California, LA, right? You got a big ass junkyard, 20,000 cars in it, right? What do you think happens when you get a massive downpour on that junkyard? Oils, all that types of shit soaks right along. California is considered a beach, all of it. I'm gonna say all of LA is a beach. You know what I mean? So what happens? It soaks all into that ground. All the oils and we're just talking about, let's say it pours down on a huge auto parts place, salvage yard, right? All that shit soaks into the ground, and then that shit runs off into the ocean. You know what I mean? Like I said, America is just like a giant island, and all the pollution, the liquid pollution, everything that's solid waste pollution. You got to remember, once it gets wet from humidity, from tropical weather, from whatever, like Florida, Texas, and shit like that, it becomes wet. It gets condensation. Condensation then therefore runs back into the ground. Therefore runs into your waters and shit. Yeah, the ocean is like jumping into a big pot of chemical stew. No, I haven't. What is it? What is it in regards to, Jose? What are the proceedings are in regards to pollution, or what are we talking here? Gangs. I'm always willing to talk. You know what I mean, bro? But yeah, I'm just not sure I'm not sure exactly what is it? Gennaro Garcia Luna case. Oh, dope from Mexico. CIA. All right, all right. Oh, that's what they're known for doing. I mean, they have to make tons of income for their secrets, missions. Yeah, okay. Oh, definitely. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. First off, I mean, this is a good subject. All I need is a little, like I said, a little boost, and I can go on a subject. They've been doing it since we all know about the snowfall deal with the South Central and the crack, the Nicaragua, with them getting the coke back in the day. But they've done that, like I said, since the beginning of time. Used hit old. They got most of Escobar's money. The same way that the CIA or Central Intelligence, as far as I'm concerned, and high level military runs in sync. A lot of the operations that are put together by the CIA are in military zones, or they will have like SEALs rolling with the CIA. They're kind of like entwined, in my opinion. High level military and CIA, they operate on a first name basis type shit. And of course, it would be damn near, I mean, no disrespect to anyone, Jose, or anyone out there, but think about it. It would damn near be unintelligent to think that the CIA or any of the government isn't dabbling in the proceeds of drugs. It's one of the biggest money makers in the world. Since the beginning of time, dope dealers, heroin dealers, coke dealers, whatever you name it, whatever kind of dealers, now fent dealers have been very powerful, made multi billions. So of course, they're going to get a piece of that. There ain't no way the American government is going to see all that drug money coming, going, flooding, and not tax it, buy it, be involved in it. It's just plain and simple. And I would have to agree that they're probably involved in one way or another in human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? For real. I would think. Can you guys hear me clearly or what? I got the mic hooked up, but I don't have it set up like, how I usually set it up. Probably hear me a little better right now like this after I set it up right. I got something we can talk about. Again, I don't want me to be a mitotero, but why not? It's Friday. I can talk about what's on my mind. I trip out, and I'm sure if you watch the genre, you'll know what I'm saying. I trip out on how people get an interest in vatos that haven't been nowhere. Like the most they have never left their town. You know, maybe it's I don't want to be in specific, like maybe a small farm town in fucking Cali or wherever. They never been out of a 50,000 man town. They never worked multiple jobs. Hey, my man, the Chancla Express. This is just a perfect person. Oh, you know what I was just talking about? You're the perfect man to talk about. You got your own company. You see many in line. I was just talking about how I don't understand how fans, subscribers, if that's what you want to call them, get accustomed to or are interested in. I'm going to put it like that. In some of the vatos in the genre, but they don't have no experience in life. Some of them are 5-6 years younger than me. They're in their 30s, early 30s, fucking late 20s. They ain't done life sentences or nothing. Just a few years in the pen in the same town that they grew up in. Working shitty job. It's like I could understand if you got out your town, had some shit to offer. Visions, what up, man? I ain't seen you in a while. Hope everything is well with you, bro. But a lot of people look up to vatos that are young and ain't never been nowhere but their same hometown and the pinta. I look at someone, right? I think to myself, like, where have they been? I try to look at them, like, and from that will tell me what they have to offer. Wow, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cordovas, and I don't like to use exact name, but right now we got a YouTuber that's getting pretty big from basically trolling. Young buck, ain't never been out of the city. Um, even fucked up the whole prison deal. And I think to myself, like, what do they have to offer? That's what that like as far as Clecha, as far as ground they've covered or different. Like I said, tell me the different places you've worked, the different. Oh, no shit, huh? Hey, bless you, bro. Cherry. Good to hear, man. And I would expect no less from you, brother, because you know why? Always one of the dudes that kept it pretty positive. You stay positive in the. Always say, try to steer away from any type of dramas or anything. So if anybody out there, because not very many people check out my lives, but some of them check them out later. Make sure you guys check out the Evisions, TV. He's got his own little channel. He's got a bunch of good videos up. He's like me in that he doesn't just talk about trolling. A lot of people tend to right now. I noticed they loving it. They love the foot on your neck videos to talk about other guys, but he's kind of like me. He's got his own content. Like he likes to talk about graduation ceremonies, and he helps kids, and that's what I'm gonna keep it real right now. Call me a mitotero if you will, but I don't understand why when there's so many things to talk about in a life. Like we're talking about, you could talk about different places you work, places you see, races. We're just talking about the CIA. That's why I started doing my lives, because it seems like there's endless content and things, subjects to cover, and it always ends up the last couple months on the same shit, though. The Chancla Express. Hey, so I seen what's his name back down from you. Looks like old Billy Boy can hang, huh? The hardest text in my ass, man. That boy's soft. Soft. All right. You know what I'm talking about? I seen you call him out on that, and that's how you call a man out. See, some people might not know who Cordova is. He's part of a different genre. See, we got our genre thing, right? Our urban thing. He's part of the trucker genre. He fucks with the truckers. That's what he does. They drive trucks. They all got their own little channels, and they beef too. I ain't gonna lie, they get into it just like we do. Everybody's human, but the way they call each other out is not for like little kids, like for what do you call it, a fade. They be calling each other out to see who can, you know what I mean, change a tire the quickest on a diesel, and like who can paint their bumpers the quickest and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And they're cool, man. I jump in there sometimes. I watch their stuff. Hey, Conrad, what's up, man? Hey, I hope you're having a good Friday, bro. TGIA. Hope you enjoy your weekend. You know, if you're working, don't work too hard. If you're playing, play hard. Nah, I just decided to jump in and throw a quick one for everybody, you know, and for myself, you know. Sometimes it's can be like a journal notes, you know. Can be like your own little, what do they call that? Not meditation, but therapy. But yeah, if you guys check out Cordova's channel too, you know, he's got a good trucking service too. He runs all through the Southwest. You know, so now he's somebody that knows a lot of the people I know in real life, believe it or not. He's not just someone I know from YouTube. You know, we be stomping out San Juan County, stop Four Corners boys, homes. Ha ha ha. And Conrad don't know what I'm talking about right there, because if he's from if he's you know, he's right there too. Conrad's Denver, and they're right in Ignacio, all that area is Four Corners, just to the south of them. But yeah, I just trip out on a lot of people just haven't seen a lot, worked a lot of places, lived a lot of places, and I don't want to diss nobody, but that's where you gain experience in life by going through things, you know. And I would think, as you know, subscribers, followers would want to learn, want that clecha. But you got somebody 7, 8 years younger than you, ain't been in the pinta for since he was 16, never even left the fucking, you know, the little town, and it's like I'm trolling. Motherfucker make 20 videos about people and motherfuckers really dig that shit. You know what I mean? Really fucking literally like the vato for doing that shit. You know, and I can't understand it. You know, I respect everyone equally for being a man, but I'm a grown adult. You know, so when I see somebody make a video about somebody's past, like their history, where they live, their ex ruka, or even do go as far as to put a face on somebody, or that, to me, that's childish. That's just like I said it in my last 3 lives. You know, that's something I would never. I'll get on a live and be like, not a live, but a video, and be like, I don't like this fool because this reason, that reason, this reason, and I feel that way strongly, and that's it. Because that's giving my opinion. But then to make a fucking thumbnail of a, you know, of a big old half his head falling off with a fucking missing arm, you know, and calling him an alien or something, like, now I feel like, you know what that reminds me of? You know how when you're kids, when you're like fucking like, I want to say like 12, and you guys are walking through the hall, right, at school or whatever, and you see a picture of like the prom queen or maybe or whatever, the valedictorian, and one of the fools busts out a little marker, right, and he's like and he draws the fucking mustache on the guy, you know what I mean, and puts a little dip by his cheek, you know what I mean, and everybody laughs around and goes that's what I see when I'm clicking through, you know, YouTube, and I see one of these vatos and he's put a fucking a face of a dude on like a Bud Light can or a bottle with his arms out and shit. I'm like, I don't get amused by it. I don't sit there like the other 5-year-old and go. I look at it and go, what the fuck is this? Was there a man, like a grown man, seriously just did this? You know what I mean? Like, am I confused here? Even Dubs did it to me. That motherfucker put, when I got into an argument with Dubs, and he did his little review of our argument, he put a fucking big old clown face on me. I did the same thing. I did a review of the argument. I didn't put nothing on him. I didn't put nothing on nobody because I ain't fucking 6 years old. You know what I mean? And I never will do that. Like I said, to me, that's not entertaining or funny or witty. I'll come up with a joke right here like this, you know, with my own face, with my mouth. I don't need to fucking do some weird trolling fucking, here, I'm going to put fucking an alien fucking dome on him. Like, what are you, fucking 9? You don't like somebody, you just don't fucks with them, in my opinions. Gotta get opinionated. Hey, how you guys doing on the greens? You guys staying up or what? But I want to say something too. I got another good point. People have asked me before, you know, Well, I don't do more of my ganglands because they get views. Right now, matter of fact, my gangland about the banditos just hit 90,000, 90K views. And don't get me wrong, don't forget. People forget something. See, if I made a video 2-3 months ago, right? That same video, they think I need to. I always hear you got to put out more content. You got to put out more content to stay up. Not if you got fire content. Because trust me, like, let's say one of my videos, for instance, the one I'm talking about, the Banditos one. This is a perfect example. I put the thing out 5 months ago, 4 months ago, right? Just this week, it got like 2,500 views. It went from 83,000 to 89,000, almost 90,000. And I get paid for that. See, that's the problem. Motherfuckers think if I got to put something out this week to get paid, come paycheck. Nah. Motherfuckers still watching my shit from the first video I done put out. I still got videos. If you look at all my Albuquerque ganglands, they hit. Those fuckers are like, those are my paycheck. Those videos right there are like swamp stories or, and whatever, I don't know, whatever you guys like to watch, ganglands. They're hitting right now. The older ones are all up there in their 40, 50,000s. And those are the ones they'll keep going to 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 views. People love those ganglands. Hey, baby. But, anyways, though, so that's the point I was getting at. People have asked me, why don't make more of those? And it's like, shit, mine are still hitting the first 30 I got. I still get fat paychecks from. I got a matter of fact, if you figure it, each one of my ganglands, I got 28 of them out, I think, get almost 1,000 views a week. So that's what, 40, 50,000 views alone. That has nothing to do with my reactions, with my opinion pieces. But I'm gonna say something. This was the point I was getting at. A lot of people, both get people, just very people, they like those videos. So they ask me why I don't do more of them. Well, let me explain something to you. If you profile neighborhoods, yeah, he's got fucked up info, but look at his views. Look at his channel. I mean, fucking bad info or not, he got 245,000 subscribers. That's bigger than anyone else in our genre. If that's what if telling bad news gets you more fucking subscribers than telling good news, then maybe I need to give bad news. You know what I mean? Because the ultimate goal is to not make sure that everything is factual, but to grow my channel. I'm not a fucking encyclopedia. I'm a damn platform. You know what I mean? If it took me having to stand on my head right now to get more views every time I do a fucking thing, best believe I'm about to flip this motherfucker over. I don't mean to sound like a punk, but the reason I'm on here is for views, or else I wouldn't even make fucking videos. I would just, you know what I mean, kick back and fucking watch channels. You make a video in order for people to watch it. The same reason. That's why I trip out on people that don't show their face. Like, what the fuck are you doing on YouTube if you don't want to be seen or heard or whatever? You know what I mean? Get the, just stay away from YouTube, period. You don't have to worry about covering up your face. You know what I mean? But then you expose yourself. And then the other vatos too. Oh my God, like fools with Megan Law shit or ratting and shit. You're really going to come out here in front of the whole world to pick and poke at you, prod at you, to go through your fucking files, figure out who you are, knowing damn well you got dirt on you? You best believe the minute I sat in front of this camera, I like I've said it 100 times before, I'll say it again. I figured they was going to drop my address. I figured they was going to dig into my files and figure out I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't no rat. I ain't never been a PC. I ain't never fucking got no twisty, funky charges. I'm good. I'm more than happy to sit here and show my face. It's those fools that cover their faces. Damn. It's all lost. Spooky. What's up, Smoke? Those ones you got to watch out. I wouldn't even get on YouTube if I don't want to be seen or known. I would stay far from it. I wouldn't want people to want to know my voice. I wouldn't want to know my face. To me, it's kind of like there's no gray area. It's like there's a yes or no question. Like either you want to be seen and on YouTube or you don't. None of that like, oh, I don't want to be seen, but I want to be heard. But I want to talk about, I don't want to talk about me, but I want to talk about those stories. I don't want to talk about organizations, even though I'm an organization member. Just, you know what I mean? Just all funky, weirdo shit. I just came out. That's why I turned into Mike's World, just to fuck around and do my thing. See, this is the point I was getting at. I was trying to save it into my head so I didn't forget it. So a lot of people like my ganglands, right? Like I said, my Banditos one just hit like 90,000. I got a few that are in the 30s, 40s, and they grow every week. But here's something I caught you. It's for me, this shit is chess, not checkers. You feel what I'm saying? And one of the things that I've come up with is I don't care if you've been to the Pinta and you're the most activist member ever. You're going to run out of stories. Even if you have 1,500 stories, and that's fucking getting busy twice a day, which never happened because you're going to do shoot time at some point. You know what I mean? You're going to run out of stories. Ask Gunner. You know what I mean? Even if you're going to start talking about tacos and fucking movies. Why? Because every man, I don't care if a man has 5,000 stories. Okay, well, let's say you do 2 stories a day for 3 years. Your 5,000 stories are done. And so all I'm saying is this: the reason why I don't tell my personal stories, the reason why I don't even just do neighborhoods, you're gonna run out of audios at some point to be like, or you're gonna get hit with the what do you call that? Some type of copyright for fucking, talking about people's hoods and shit like that. But more so, there's all that type of content comes to an end. You know what doesn't come to an end? Reactions. Every time somebody does a video, every time somebody does something that's trending, every time somebody does something funny, stupid, headlines, you got more content. You just do like Milk 74 or that dude Ghost. You just do another reaction, another reaction. People are waiting for that reaction, and it's endless content. You have to be sort of careful with what you want to do as far as content, because you can like bedtime stories, right? With Gunner, you ain't gonna see no more of those motherfuckers because he probably ain't had half of them were fake, and the ones that he did get, that was it. You know what I mean? That's done. You're only gonna get so many pieces of ass in your life. You know what I mean? You just have to watch, like I said, what you dabble in. And then, like I've said it before, I don't like to be a broken record, but once you start, like I said, I feel like you start naming, when you start naming, like your channel a certain thing, like for instance, all the prisoner ones. I don't really need to point them out. ACP, AW. You don't talk about anything having to do with prison, right? You know what I mean? And you right? Oh, Junior Mafia. So check it out. No, I ain't hating on nobody. Much love to every channel. I'm talking about my opinion. You know what I mean? Hating would be making about 10 videos about making any videos about anyone, which I haven't done. That's hating to me. That's also border hating / trolling. I'm giving my opinion. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is about the prison channels is this: when you name yourself that, or you start talking about that, you really do categorize yourself, right? And you get a certain crowd. So let's say you name yourself a Prisoner's Awakening, but all you talk about is work. You know what I'm saying? Or family life. At some point, maybe somebody will call you on it and be like, "Hey, why aren't you talking about prison?" It says in the title, a prisoner or something. Like, I can't even hear what's here about the pita, prison, this, That's why I was pretty kind of strategic with my name, Mike's World. I mean, if I want to sit here and go like this, hey, that's what's going on in Mike's world today. He's thumping on his head. Hey, that idiot Mike. But hey, it fits in the category. Why? My world. You know what I mean? If I'm in a good mood, bad mood, if I'm doing reactions, gang, I can do anything I want on my channel. And it falls into, as long as it's part of my world, it falls into the category. You know what I mean? It was a strategic move, just making the channel, And another thing I will tell you, you can call it hate, but I don't really call it hating because I don't make videos about it and go off and get active on it. But I will say one thing: all that a lot of prison channels have to offer, especially fools like Dubs that have been in prison most of their life, is prison stories. They're the go-to for prison content. You want to know everything about prison organizations, how one acts, stories about it. You go to one of them. But could you go to one of them about what it's like to be in a marriage or a divorce? I've been there. Could you go to them on what it's like to leave the country? To live, not just go on a run for a week. You know what I mean? But to live and try to get along with the other cultures. Could you go to them and tell them what it's like to, like I said, all this different shit, to restart in a different area, to learn a different language. No, all that shit they missed out on because they were sitting in the pinta. They're learning it now. Oh, I've been out 5 years. I've had a relationship. I was a machinist. See, but a lot of these people, what viewers don't understand, a lot of these vatos, especially the lifers, the ones that have done 20, 30 years, they're just getting to know themselves. How can they tell you who they are and how they get down when they're just still learning how they um, participate in the community. If they're, in my opinion, if you say got locked up at, like, I want to say 19, and you've been down since you were to your 35, and you only been out for 5-6 years, right? You're 40. You don't know yourself. Most of your life, you've been programmed. You've been sitting in the cell. You gotta still learn who you are, how you deal with women, your significant other, how you deal with addiction now that you're free again. And I don't mean addiction like, oh, I've been out 2 years. No, no, no. I mean, I've been out 15, 20 years now. This is I've programmed to the outside. Now I make a channel and tell everybody about it. But right now, a lot of people are still trying to find themselves in that prison game. They've spent more time in the, like I said, perfect go-to for prison content. These aren't people I would go to for fucking for life experience. Obviously, they don't know nothing mostly but the pinta. You got to look at what, like I said, take a look at the person. Where have they been? What do they have to offer? Where have they lived? Where have they work? Just get to know the person. And then, like I said, and I get to know a person and realize he done lived in the same fucking town his whole life, had one job, 10 years younger than me. I mean, what does a motherfucker have to teach me? What klecha? You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the other way around. Those vatos are supposed to respect me. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's got. See, like I've said this before, not trying to all boast myself up, but I'm sort of those are the failed, the what do you call it? The cautionary tales. Those are the fools that failed. You know what I mean? They went out in the hood, and instead of being like, I got out the neighborhood, you know what I mean? I moved to Hawaii. I fucking moved to Texas. I changed my life. I didn't go to the pinta. What do they say? What do they got to say? Oh, I fucking did 20. Oh, I did 12. All the shit that the big homies tell them not to do. Like, hey, don't do that. When there's 10, when you're with the big homie and there's 10 of you sitting around, and he tells you, hey, man, you guys don't fuck up and sit in here and be locked up your whole life like me. Don't waste your life and sit in the same neighborhood, see the world like me. And what happens? 9 of them become Dubs and Gunner and EBK, and one of them becomes Mike's World, homie, and gets out of fucking Sawlosh and fucking and actually fucking sees life and has kids and dodges those bars. You know what I mean? Somebody like I said, that's the truth right there. Some people fucking actually, make them. It's like, damn, let's listen to this fool. He actually made the right decision. He's the fucking, what do you call it? The success story. I'm not rich. I'm no Bill Gates, but I'm, like I said, the one that listened, the one that was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit in the Pinta for 20 years. You know what? I'm going to get up out of Burke. I'm not going to sit here in the South Valley forever. I'm going to fucking see the world. I'm going to go work the oil rigs and see around. But the funny part, and this is where the weird shit hits of all, is those dudes, the failure stories, the ones that did get locked up and still live in their fucking same city and just been out for a few years, they get the fucking 20,000 subscribers. And the fools that fucking actually, like I said, the success stories that can tell you what it's like to fucking see a 30-foot wave to ride one, that can tell you what it's like to meet some races and get out the fucking box and get out of Sawlosh. Hey, we ain't talking shit about people, right? So, hey, skip that motherfucker. Let's go to fucking people that put faces on Bud Light bottles. Let's go watch the little kid trolls. They're the ones that are entertaining. And people can call it shots, whatever. Like I said, I don't take shots. If I had a problem with any channel, I would right now call them out by name and say, fuck them right now. I don't give a fuck. I hate those motherfuckers. You guys know I would. But I ain't saying that about nobody. I don't have no negativity about to any channel. Like I said, they just program differently. They act differently. I consider myself maybe more mature, or they do things that I wouldn't do because I consider them immature. They don't. Whatever. But like I said, you guys should know by now, because some people always tend to make videos and say, oh, I heard him taking shots or low blows. And I don't do shots and low blows. I mean, if I had a fucking problem, I would say straight, fuck you and your channel. Done it many a times to half the people I just said. And I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't got a problem with one of them. Life's going good for me, actually. I'm chill back, doing great, happy. Channel's growing still, about to hit 3G, but I'm doing it clean without fucking trolling out anybody. And like I said, the type of content I'm doing, reactions, they're not like all full of energy and trolled out, where people are gonna bring on a crowd. And it's not crack product. You know what I mean? That's the easy money. The troll fucking crowd will come to anyone that I can do. If we start making videos about milk and then make a video about Zim and him, and the crowd's gonna come. But I would rather do the monotone content where I don't have to constantly throw meat to the dogs, if you feel what I'm saying. Renegade Media is cool. I watched some of his stuff. He's funny. Jay Hands. Yeah, he cracks me up. I kind of respect him because he's a hell of a lot. I'll be honest. He's one of the ones that don't really troll. I don't see him really fucking with nobody. All the times I've ever peeped him, yeah, he'll make a video about this fool, that fool, but he's more of a clownish type, but he's more like my type of guy, like a what do you call it? Like a what do they call that? Class clown. Like I could see me and that fool cracking up. You know what I mean? But he don't do the trolling. I just don't care for people that make videos all day about other fools. You know, that's the only thing. That's to me that's a drawback or a turn off, if you call it, or whatever you want to call it, a go the other way type shit. Oh, I got a quick question. You know, what do you guys think about all this? If any of you guys watch Chicago shit, damn, the what do you call it? The dam has burst on the Chicago scene. They got guys over there, man. They hella. I thought they was hella G in Chi-Town, and now once they hit that Cook County jail, man, they flip. All of them. You know what I mean? Like, I seen that FBG Butter, King Von, what was the other one's name? That Jay, Shorty J, and all types of them just kissing guys and asking for PC, and I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess they got some funky ass, what do you call it? They got some funky ass standards or some shit going on. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my thing, you know. Everybody always takes giving your opinion and starting shit, talking shit, trolling, whatever. And here's another funny thing. I've heard people say before, oh, such and such sent me a clip of a live or whatever, a clip of this, clip of that, right? You guys don't, and then and then I'll hear them thank them, like, thank you, such and such, or I'll go, thank you, Triple OG, for sending me a clip of such and such. You realize, right, when people, anyone, Instagram, send you a clip of somebody talking shit, or send you any kind of clip, they're trying to get something started. How can you thank somebody for trying to bring you drama, trying to start shit with you? Anyone sends me a clip, I erase that shit and tell them fucking don't send me that kind of shit. Much less thank them. You know what I mean? If somebody send me a fucking 10-second clip right now of anyone talking shit about me, I will erase it first off, and then tell them I don't give a damn. Thank you. Don't fucking waste my time with that shit. But I've heard other people literally, hey, thanks for sending me that clip. Thanks for giving me a heads up. Like, keep that fucking mitotero shit to yourself. Don't be sending me clips of nada. You know what I mean? If I want to fucking hear a bunch of loudmouths, I'll fucking just turn on my YouTube, just scroll down the YouTube. I don't need fucking people in my email and Instagram trying to send fucking clips of loudmouths. That ain't nobody. See, the funny part is that ain't no fucking but friend of yours or subscriber trying to help you. If they'll help you, what they would do is not say a fucking word and not bother you with it, because you can't change it anyway. That's somebody trying to fucking get you riled up, stir you up, bring anger and fucking irritation into your brain. They want you to respond. They'll send you a 10-second clip of somebody talking shit to you so that you can fucking jump up and make a video. That's somebody that wants you not at ease. You know what I mean? If they wanted you at ease, why are they going to send you a clip of somebody, you know, saying something or doing something that you can't do nothing about? You can't control what somebody says on their channel. So they're going to send you a fucking little, you know, a so-called clip, like people say. And you're thankful for that shit. Like, fuck, I'm gonna say fuck you if you send me a clip, because I don't want you. What you want to drag me into drama? Like I said, you want me to be off my game, not at ease? Man, I want to fucking kick back, be relaxed. I mean, the last thing I want in my fucking inbox is fucking, you know what I mean, loud mitoteros. But other people, hey, thanks for that clip. Thanks for keeping me heads up. Hey, don't fucking miss me with the drama. On the dramas for the baby's mamas. But yeah, so that's one thing I did want to get off my mind. I trip out how people want to run towards the failures, the fucking life without paroles, the fools that spent fucking 10 years on a PC, or it's like, well, you know, I dodged all that. You want some real fucking tips on life? how to go from construction, from a fucking gangbanging to construction to Texas to fucking Fiji, you know? You want some real clutch on? You want somebody that's actually seen the world, or you really want to just look at a fucking troll who's living in the same town for fucking 20 years, 40 years, whatever? You know? That's the difference. Me, like I said, I did watch some of the content. I used to watch a lot of content, Gunner's content, EBK's content, fucking Rascal's content. I ain't gonna lie, like I would watch the content. But like I had made a comment on before, this was before I started to get to know some of these fuckers like personally on the background level and see who these stories are coming from. You know what I'm saying? And now and once you do, it's like, oh, okay, these motherfuckers are Santa Clauses, you know? And like I said, just telling stories about your neighborhood, you're gonna run out of them. You got to figure out something that you can keep on doing. What, you know, unless you plan on being gone in a couple years. But if you plan on having your channel here in 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, you're gonna be out of fucking stories come 4 years. That's a lot of days, especially if you keep up with this code shit they say about having to drop a fucking at least a video a day or one or two every 2 days, some shit like that to stay in the algorithm. If you do that, you're gonna be scraping. You're gonna be Gunner is a perfect example. That fool does fucking videos of him eating fucking Whoppers and fucking talking about the dumbest shit ever. And you know why? He has nothing else to talk about. He done ran out of fucking juice. And he's still, and what is he gonna do now? There's still years to come, supposedly. Better get a lane. Why you think I'm doing my reaction thing? Yeah, it may take me 3, 4 even years to get 20, 30,000 viewers. But once I do, they know what's coming. A reaction, a reaction, a reaction. Stay on that shit so that the content keeps coming. You know what I'm saying? I can't run out of content. I'm on, everybody. All right, you guys have a good one. I'm about to dip out. I got a few things to do tonight. I just wanted to check in. I do it every day. You know, one of the things I noticed is that a lot of these fools that are now got, 400 people in their lives, all they do is show up. Like I said, they got nothing to offer. They just fucking give their time and show up every afternoon. And they got fools that are every age, race, or whatever, watching, loving their troll shit. So why not? Why not? All you got to do is show up. All right, y'all. Peace.